All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are listening. This is Brothers Thrice. I'm here with my brothers.
I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin, and we are going to break down a bracket of cartoons. So picture, it is Saturday morning, you're waking up as a child of some sort, age-wise, and you are excited to go down, eat some sugary cereal.
That's what I was thinking.
Fun, if you want to go back to our.
I was gonna say, did we do an episode on cereal?
Oh yeah,
of course
we
did.
have an episode earlier on in
Season
Brothers Thrice, Season 1,
Yeah.
where we break down the best childhood cereals. We'll just say cereals in general. So go grab yourself a bowl of your favorite sugary childhood cereal and turn on some cartoons. All right, so we are going to break down our brackets for the top cartoon. All right,
Yeah.
so we could just get it on started. We have
Get it on.
9 and 8 seed. All right, we recorded the draft of this, did we not?
Yes.
All right, so everyone should be aware of our picks already, but we will refresh you as we go.
If you actually, we won't refresh you. You have to go back and listen. No. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so
Do your
sure.
homework.
Yeah.
All right.
Your brother's Thrice
So it looks
homework.
like it's an oldest versus youngest vehicle here. The 9th overall seed is Invincible. So hopefully you're not a child on Saturday mornings watching this show. It is a very inappropriate show for young children.
Very violent.
Very violent. Versus now we go back to the childhood with the 8th seed, which is Rugrats. Take it away.
All right, I picked Invincible. It's a newer show. It's on Amazon. If you haven't seen it, it's the season 1 was was probably like 3 years ago or so. It takes a long time to do animation. And now season 2 just came out as of time of recording. It just came out, I think, last week, beginning of November. So season 2 is out. If you haven't watched, season 1 and season 2 are both out at right now, so you can go watch it on Amazon. It's a young kid who's a superhero and has superpowers, and I don't want to get too much into it. There's a lot of like twists and turns and things that happen that make the show very interesting, and not just like your run of the mill kids watching kitty. It's not kiddie. It's not a kiddie superhero show. Yeah, not kiddie. So yeah, it's just a good show. A lot of really cool, interesting action. A lot of great voice work in it. You got J.K. Simmons is like the dad, also like a superhero, Superman kind of like guy. You got,
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he's the superhero this time.
Yes, and then he's like the dad, and then you have Stephen Yeun is the young main character of he was Glenn in A Walking Dead, if you don't remember who that is. Sandra Oh is the mom, and just covered in good voice casting, and it's very bloody and very cartoon bloody. I guess it's all cartoon, but it's just really fun show.
Gory.
Yeah, very interesting. A lot of cool twists, a lot of cool. Superpowers, super people, bad guys. It's just a good time. Check it out if you're into that stuff.
That stuff.
And then number
J.K.
8.
Simmons is also the voice of the yellow peanut M&M in all the M&M commercials.
Yes, I knew that.
Did you know that, Kev?
I did.
And then Brian,
just
your
checking.
pick is number 8. You have Rugrats, right?
That was my pick?
Yeah.
I couldn't
I
remember.
believe so.
Yeah, that's what it says on my notes here. And we also just did the draft for this the other day, right, guys?
Oh yeah, totally.
It's been a bit. We haven't been able to record in a while, so this is a long time since we've done the draft for this one. A little quick
Yes,
peek behind the
and
curtain.
Another peek behind the curtain. If we could take a moment here and wish William a happy birthday. Today's his
Yeah,
birthday.
happy birthday,
We are
Will.
recording on the day of my birth, 33 years ago. I was birthed from our beautiful mother, and
We're going
no graphicness, just that's all.
details.
But not when this comes out, it won't be my birthday. But today that we're recording this is the birthday.
The day of recording.
The day of
Tis
record
your
is the birthday. Thank you for acknowledging my birth.
Of course. I sent you a video at 5:30 this morning.
Yes, the video I always make sure I send to everybody. And Kev was like, I can't. You don't want to be. You want to be first.
Well, I know I wake up earlier than everybody in our family, so I knew I would be the first.
I mean, Dad gets up kind of early, but also I don't know if he would know to link that video or how.
Probably.
My alarm went off for work, and then like 1 minute after, it was a text message from Kev. I was like, "What are we doing here? The people are."
Well, so yeah,
people
your
are
alarm
sleeping.
goes off for work, and I'm already showered and in my car. Like
You're the
leaving for
best,
work?
Kev. My commute is 5 minutes. I don't know what to tell you.
I
Sorry.
was in bed. I was still in bed. I have
I'm
off, so I was just I was laying in
I'm
bed
just
till
better.
like 9, 10 o'clock, chilled.
Get a job.
I took off. I took off this week because I have the vacation days, and the end of the year is approaching, and I'd rather use them than lose them.
Oh, they don't carry
That's
over?
true.
That's whack.
Only 5 of them carry over. So if I have more than 5, anything over 5 then disappears. So I'm making sure
gotta use
I have 5, but the 5, anything over 5 I want to use.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's funny that we're
mid.
doing
I'll say
the-
Speaking of work, let's talk about babies now. Rugrats.
It's funny that we're doing the cartoon one today because I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was the bride or whatever. Her grandpa looked like Grandpa Pickles, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Grandpa Pickles!" And I went to my friend. I was like, "Hey, you watch Rugrats growing up?" She's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Doesn't that look like Grandpa Pickles?" She's like, "Oh my God, yeah, it does." Looked exactly like him. It was awesome. So I was just thinking about Rugrats the other day.
Grandpa meaning grandpa with the hair, like the main grandpa, because there's the other grandpa, the Jewish
No, the
grandpa,
guy-
who has like the big weird bulbous head. There was like
Yeah,
the,
isn't that Grandpa Pickles?
okay,
No, the
Grandpa
guy
Grandpa
who's got,
Pickles
like,
is
the
the Grandpa Pickles is the dad's dad
yeah.
That's-
who lives with them.
Yeah, Stu's dad. Okay, yeah, the other
Grandpa,
one.
right? No. So the other one.
Yes, the one with the
The-
bulbous head that you said.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm
This
that's what
guy.
I'm confirming. Oh, I can't say.
Well, the screen is
Well, that's
No,
Grandpa.
not
that's,
that guy.
No, he's saying
Not this
he was
guy?
saying the other, the Jewish
the other
grandparents.
grandpa. The other grandpa.
Why can't it see
I
him?
know. We know what you mean. We know what he looks
What
like.
Yeah.
other grandpa?
Yeah,
Look it
Not
up. Look,
Stu's
there's
dad.
Dee Dee's parents.
Yeah, Dee
There's
Dee's
like
parents
they were there for like the Jewish episode, and like they come in here and there. The
they had
Hanukkah episode.
They had a Hanukkah episode and a Passover episode, I think. Too.
Yeah, the
He's
the
only one
Maccah
that's
babies.
popping up.
yeah.
Yeah, he was like they were probably just very stereotypical older Jewish couple in that show. They're like, "Hey, my back! Oh."
No, I think that's just an old person. I don't think it's.
No, it had a hint of Judaism in there for sure. The show was probably doing stuff that like us as kids didn't. It was like ram over our heads.
Yeah, I
really get.
suppose. I
It's like,
suppose.
oh.
There's no images of.
He doesn't exist.
He I know exactly what you're talking about. He had a very weird thick head with like a weird little top head.
Yeah, like a little.
He had like a
ball,
head
like
bump.
swamp.
At
Yeah, head
all.
bump. Well, yeah. Anyway, that guy looked like that looked like that guy. So
So based on that, I know
based on that, great show.
I know a lot about I used to watch Rugrats like a lot, and I remember
That was a great
I
show.
remember just like knowing. I remember like the family tree. I remember a lot because then it's Stu's the dad and the brothers. What's the brother's name? Angelica's dad.
I don't remember. but I don't
Stu,
know
and
what it
because
looks
then
like.
I remember the wife. The wife was always like a businesswoman, and her name was
Oh.
like
This guy.
yes,
Yes, yeah, he looked
Yeah,
exactly like that guy.
Okay.
the cartoon head. He's like, you know what you look like? You look like a guy who's very cartoonish.
That guy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. That's
Yeah, I feel like he's
That's
not as
Dee- that's-
prevalent as the other
what's
guy.
Dee Dee's maiden name?
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
say.
Or
Oh
do
wait,
you know this?
I'm looking up
Oh,
the
I'm
cast
guessing.
right now. The brother's name is Drew.
Drew.
Drew Pickles.
Drew.
Oh, her Dee Dee's maiden name is, crop.
Is it English? What's going on
Are
here?
you
I don't know.
having a stroke?
It's spelled
Crop.
Kropotkin. Kropotkin.
Kropotkin.
Boris. His name is Boris Kropotkin.
Oh yeah, I remember Boris. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Boris, and then the mother is Minka. It says Minka and Boris.
They're
They're from the old country, kind of like Eastern
So
European.
they're like Eastern European.
They're Eastern
Yes.
European Jewish. They came.
I remember
they
the
came
accent.
over.
Yeah, they had like accents and yeah.
They're from the old country.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the dad's name is Lewis. The other grandpa's Lewis, but we only knew him as like Grandpa Pickles. But it says Lewis, and then what? I don't know what image on Google I'm looking at, but it says that this dad's name Stu is Hugo, and then his brother Angelica's dad is Julio.
Well, maybe there's like a different version.
And then
and
then there's a separate tree that's like who is Chucky, but Chucky just says Carlitos. Was this maybe this was this like the Spanish language version of it, and then someone made this family tree. Because then it's Tommy, it's Dill, it's Angelica, Dee Dee, but then Hugo, Julio, Carlotto for the mom of Angelica. And then Phil and Lil, and then it's Betty and Ulysses, the dad of the twins. And then Carlitos, and then Carlos is Charles, the dad.
There's Chaz and Chucky Finster.
Yeah, well, that's both like they're both Charles in their full name's probably Charles. That's funny.
But that's a great feel good show. A lot of adult jokes in that you wouldn't know about. Like me and my friend, shout out Jake, we always quote all the time. Like, Stu, what are you doing? Making chocolate pudding. Why? Because I don't have any control over my life. That's so good.
Yeah,
there was definitely someone. Morning. What are you doing?
There's definitely someone who's going through like a kid was sick, or they just had a new kid, and then like they're just like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know. I'm on autopilot right now. I want to just.
Yeah. I saw something like it was probably like a TikTok or something that like Stu and Dee Dee like in that show were like 30.
Yeah, but when we're kids and to the perspective of the babies, they're like 100.
I know.
Yeah, but they'd probably be in like their mid 30s.
Yeah,
because they're having new or in technically their late 20s, depending on when it came out. Probably more late 20s.
Yeah, I mean,
like looking at Stu, he looks like he's old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's the
brother doesn't look as old, but maybe it's just
style.
the way they draw him. He's got like the mustache and like the scruff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but the episode, it was funny. It was cute. It tugged on the heartstrings a little bit here and there, like with Chucky's mom. Just tear your heart.
Well, that's the movie though. We're not talking about the movie. We're talking about cartoon TV shows.
But they mentioned the mom and stuff here and there, but outside of the movie.
We got Reptar.
Oh
yeah, classic.
Which I looked it up. There was someone who said like who did the voice of Reptar, which is like weirdly.
Wasn't it like Vin Diesel?
No, that's Groot.
Same
wasn't it? Oh, never mind. It was some.
It was like there was a rapper. I think it was like a rapper or something.
Yeah,
DMX.
It was like, is it DMX or something?
No, it was Busta Rhymes.
Was it?
Yeah, it's Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is Reptar.
Does Reptar even say anything?
Like, raw, I am Reptar.
But then there's like the guy. Oh, there's another when there's like the Reptar on ice, where it's like there's kids on the ice, but that's just a random other person.
Yeah, that's not Busta.
Someone who doesn't give a shit about Rugrats is like, what am I listening to right now? Or watching?
He wasn't Reptar like throughout. He was the Reptar wagon.
Oh, in the movie,
like when it was the car or whatever.
That's the movie. That's the movie when they're going and they get lost in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember the movie was like kind of like went all like they had the car. Stu was an inventor and he also like built like a flying machine. It's like, what happened? Just little kids having it. They had like full on things going on in that movie.
Yeah,
but
was it a separate movie when they went to Paris, or was that the same movie?
No, I think it's a different movie.
There was like lost in the like that. I think when they first. I think the first movie was when Dill comes along, and then Tommy's like, I'm not sure about this Dill kid. Mm-hmm. And it's hilarious that they named him Dill, and their last name is Pickles. That's great.
That's great.
I think they
didn't. But they didn't. Thanks, bro. But then why didn't they do that with the first kid? Why wasn't the first your first name like Tommy?
Maybe they didn't want
Pickles.
their first kid to be a pun, so they decided the
second kid was the pun kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
that's why they named Kevin. It's a pun.
Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin.
Say
that for later. Say that for later. So, what do you want? Anything else you want to say about Rugrats?
I mean, what else is there to say? Classic, feel good, funny, haha, love it.
I will say one of my favorite episodes of Rugrats is when they're like always like using their full on like imaginations and going like and like creating a whole little like I remember they became superheroes and Chucky was like I don't want to be stinky and he's like a skunk and he like and like but then when they always cut back to like them in the
what
house
they're actually doing
and it's like they're just throwing like stuffed animals down the stairs so, like that just like gives me such like nostalgia to back when we would just like play with action figures or play with anything. It was so like much like in the head imagination for hours and we never needed, you know, even though we grew up with TV, like we didn't need like the TV was just kind of like something to do, but like the imagination and just building a whole little world that they did in the show and then like, you know, it was similar to how we did it in real life. It's nice.
Now kids these days and their smartphones and their tablets and their Fortnite. Ah! Right, Will? You old man. Happy birthday. You old fart.
I'm not that much older than you. A little bit, but not like you're in some ways you act older than I do, old man.
Whoa.
I'm still hip.
Brian's definitely the get off my lawn type old man.
Yeah. And he in his late 20s, he's like, get off my lawn.
Damn
Damn kids.
Nah.
Stop being snarky to me. Get off TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok.
No,
I like watching
Tic Tac.
TikTok.
Get off
So
the
do I.
Tic Tacs.
I post some stuff myself. You know, follow me on TikTok, everybody.
Yeah,
Watch
Will's doing it.
random music reviews. God, movie reviews. And I sometimes just one time I showed that I put hummus in my tuna fish instead of mayonnaise. Sometimes
I saw that too. I was like, this is going off brand. I don't know what's happening here.
I
I come here for movie reviews
Yeah,
and
now
I'm
we're talking
getting a
about
recipe.
hummus?
I don't like it.
I just thought about it. I was like, this seems very TikTokable. Where it's like this is like a hack. This is how you hack it, and it's
I
healthier
must
than
share
mayos.
this with the people.
It got some good play. People liked it. But I did it short. I did like a 15-second thing. I wasn't like going on for like a minute and a half, being like, so I used the show. And I'm like, I just like, hey, I put this in here sometimes, and it tastes better, and I like it. Bye. That was really it.
That sounds good. Then it tends to be I'm the old guy. I don't have TikTok or Instagram or any of these things.
Yeah,
Instaface or Graham Book or Snapface.
I don't have face. My Facebook's been gone for a good like 2 or 3 years now. It got deleted, and I haven't missed it at all.
Yeah, I just look at stocks and houses.
Okay, Jet.
Give me a judge. All right. So who wins between Invincible and Rugrats?
Are you guys keeping
I'm
your
sticking
picks?
with Rugrats. Yeah.
I'm also gonna go with Rugrats just because of all the things I just said. How I miss those imagination times.
I was gonna go with Rugrats too, just based upon like Invincible is really good. It's an incomplete product.
But it's also
So
it's like polar opposites of shows. Like, do you want?
Of course, yeah, it is. But I mean, would I watch Rugrats now? No, probably not.
I would. If an episode came on and I was like, oh, this is the one that they go to do the thing, I would sit and watch the whole thing.
I know I'm not gonna actively put it on. So, but then again, I think Invincible is an incomplete product, so I want to see how it finishes up.
And then
Because it could be like Game of Thrones and horrible and ruin the whole thing.
So then later I'll ask you when it ends. I'll say, Kev, now that Invincible's over, Rugrats is still better or no? And then you'll say yay or
so
nay.
we'll whenever this ends, revisit that.
Oh, we didn't even mention the theme song and like the intro music to Rugrats. Classic.
Awesome.
Good stuff. All right,
What a
so
banger.
Rugrats moves on, and that is going to set up an interesting top of bracket when we get back to it.
Yes.
Will it be though? I don't think.
Well,
so.
no, but at least they're like two heavy hitters, is what I'm trying to say. We're getting ahead of ourselves here, but going down to the next one, we got number 5 versus number 4. Number 5 is Brian's pick again, Jimmy Neutron versus Kev. I think. Oh no! Oh, my pick. My pick. My number 4 pick, which was Hey Arnold. So that's a theme song. I don't even remember what's Jimmy Neutron's theme song. I can't recall.
Get through the stars
Oh, yeah.
buy candy bars at the kid for a neck for invention.
Bark, bark.
Superpowered mind.
I don't remember any.
Mechanical canine.
Okay, bark, bark. There you go. I say you remembered way more than that than I would. I would be like, I remember like the gist of it, but that.
Oh, I also remember there was like little like atoms, and they were like going like
neutrons,
blast!
maybe. It was more neutrons and protons, Kev, and electrons. Because it's Jimmy
Yeah, well,
Neutron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
it was-
what an atom is.
Yep,
So
yep,
you're
you guys
seeing
are both
the atom.
correct.
You're seeing the whole thing, not just you're not seeing a neutron just flying around.
They
by
did go.
itself.
They were zoomed into, and I think they went zoomed out from it. I don't know.
Noble gases.
Noble,
Yeah, Will.
noble gases. Is all I have to say. We should make Brothers Thrice T-shirts that just say noble gases.
Wouldn't it just say argon then?
We got
'Cause
merch.
that's when
We
you
got
got it right
merch.
Brothers Thrice merch. Wear your winning answers to all the trivia episodes. Noble gases. I can't remember anything else that happened in other episodes. That's the only thing that sticks in my head because that was a big deal. All right, so then, Hey Arnold is the what's the theme song? It's the
Arnold.
It was just more like a jazzy vibe. Then Helga saying Arnold, and then hey Arnold, and then everyone kind of just walking in the street. All the
Move a
different characters.
football head.
Yeah, move a football head. Wow. Great show.
All
All
right,
do you
who's
want
going first here?
Talk about Jimmy Neutron, bro.
All right, so the Jimmy Neutron, what a unique idea. You know, it was very, very interesting, and the classic. Like, if you grew up in the early 2000s, that was the show. You know, this was such.
Bri, can I interrupt you? Will, can you do your Carl Weezer?
I can't. I'm trying.
All right, you think about it, Bri. You
No,
keep
I got
going.
it. Hold on. Hey. No, hold on. Hey, it's Jimmy's mom. No, is that good? I can't
That
remember
sounds
how
like
I do
Kermit.
It doesn't.
Jimmy's mom.
it. That's better. I can't do it as good. I thought I'd. Hey, I think I did it that really good that one time, and now you think I could do it? I can't.
Is your mom gonna be there, Jimmy?
Jimmy's mom. No, I just sound. Yeah. It's not
lost
easy being green. That's Kermit.
Pretty good Kermit, though.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Sorry.
We'll-
Okay. Yeah.
We'll fail this.
So yeah, original idea. You know, really, really smart, like 10-year-old.
A boy genius, some would say.
Oh yes, a boy, Jimmy Neutron, boy genius.
Crazy hair.
One of those.
Big head.
One of those different instances where sometimes there'd be a show and then a movie. This one was a movie first, then a show. It doesn't happen that often.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I love the idea, and you know, quick 15-minute episodes, you know, which I think most of these are, but you know, whatever. Quick 15 minutes episodes, escapades, adventure, comedy, inventions, yeah, like cool things like, oh, shrink ray, oh, that's cool. What if that was real? That was fun. Stuff like
I like
that.
there's so many different characters too.
Right.
Like they're just like every character is individual. They didn't have many like background characters. Like every character in the show had their own like vibe.
Yeah.
That like there was no background character at all. It was basically like everybody had their own thing. Like the really cool kid.
Yeah, Nick.
Forget his name.
Nick.
It was Nick. And like his two best friends, obviously Shane and Carl. But then you have like what was the main girl's name? I forget.
I don't remember half these characters. I remember
She was like kind of mean.
It was Cindy and Libby were
Yeah,
friends.
and then the teacher,
Miss Fowl.
I don't.
You don't remember the bird lady? She was literally just
Yeah.
a freaking bird, and her name is Miss Fowl. Get it? A bird? Fowl.
get it.
I honestly, I
She
feel
like
like
nose like a beak.
either that was like towards the end. I probably watched plenty of it, but like it doesn't stick in my head as much as Rugrats or Hey Arnold. A lot of the things like more formative years, because I guess by
Yeah.
now I was probably like when did Jimmy Neutron start?
I'll look
like
it up.
05
So-
would be my guess.
Yeah,
Because by then I'm watching it like while you know Brian's
he's
watching
kissing
it.
girls.
I'm kissing girls. You know.
Yeah. Okay. It came out in 2002 and it aired for 3 seasons. So it went from
That's it?
2000 the movie came out in 2001 and the show came out and started in 2002. Went for just
Wow.
three seasons. Yeah.
There's a couple that like stick into my head too of like just the inventions, not the episodes, but the
Yeah.
inventions that stick in my head. Like the one that that pops in my head first is when he made like instruments that made them good at music, and then
Yeah.
they like joined a band, and then they all became like jerks because they thought they were really good.
I'm
at
gonna
music,
share
which was
my
just
dressing room with these 2 blokes. You kids, good luck tonight, and remember, have fun with it.
Fun with it. And then the one where Jimmy turns himself into a hamster.
Waka 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 waka.
I don't remember. I remember very, very little of this show. I remember when there's a cube that has like he can like fit anything he wants in the cube. Like it's a never-ending like cube thing.
It's like a bag of holding.
That's what I want in real life because that'd be amazing. I remember some reason that somehow something turns into like there's like another ice age. And then like the dad, and then other people like, ooh, caribou. That's the only thing I remember really from the show. And then be like, oh no, and then Shane gets smart, and then his head keeps growing, and then he gets like
he
veins
becomes like an
and
evil genius.
yeah, it gets like telekinesis.
Is it the movie or one of the shows when he like the pants like are like
that was an episode, like sentient pants like, for some reason.
Oh, and then the other one was where the salami leg.
Yeah.
Oh, is it his salami leg, your salami leg, or Carl's shoes?
Carl's shoes. Yeah,
it was like there was like an evil like villain or something.
Like a killer.
Phantom of Retroville.
Jesus, man, did you rewatch it recently, or you just have like I don't remember anything like that?
A couple years ago, shout out Jake again. In our college apartment, we rewatched Jimmy Neutron because it was on Hulu. We were like, oh my god, Jimmy Neutron's on Hulu, let's go! So we watched it.
So cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But I also play a clip of Jimmy Neutron every year for one of my lessons.
Is it the salami leg?
It is that episode, yes.
About the pendulum. That's how they use science to beat the bad guy.
Exactly. Which
I do remember that.
Thing I love about Jimmy Neutron is that a lot of it goes back to they use science to get the bad guy or whatever, or like to solve some sort of problem. Yeah, exactly.
But not
science Scooby-Doo.
Like Scooby-Doo should be on the
actually
I never really watched Scooby-Doo.
Season 1, episode 1 of Jimmy Neutron is When Pants Attack.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So that is
I forget what he did to the pants that made them go bad.
Jimmy puts a smart chip into his trousers so they can fold themselves, but they develop a mind of their own, and soon an army of trousers are on the loose.
So he made AI pants.
Right, basically.
If that's not an episode description, then I'm gonna watch this show.
Yeah. Like it's basically like a 10-year-old kid, their problems that they face in life, and him trying to make these outlandish inventions to fix
little he wanted pants to fold themselves.
Right.
Oh, but Brian, you said 15 minutes. They're all 25-minute episodes. They're all regular episodes.
They're probably half-hour shows.
They're 25. They can't do some of these plots are too big to do in 15
AI
minutes.
Pants that take over.
I thought I remembered it like
there's like 2 commercial breaks.
Yeah, I thought I remembered it being like
Rugrats. I think had sometimes had some episodes that were, but I think they didn't do it all the time. I think there's some episodes that like
it was 2 episodes in a half-hour block. It was 2 15-minute episodes.
See, when they say like, they only did 3 seasons. Season 1 has 61 episodes in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
so 3. I always think because now you think of like TV shows now, like 3 seasons is like 12 episodes a season or something like that. And I forget the animation and stuff. They used to crank out so many per season that it was like so much. That's why I was like, 3 seasons, but a lot.
Do you remember when they did like a crossover and it was Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents crossed over?
Mm-hmm.
That's like
I loved that. When the commercials came on for that, I was like, let's go! That's gonna be the shit! It was so awesome. Like, whoa, 2 shows in one? What? Awesome.
Like used to do the crossover episodes being more back in the day. You used to have like Steve Urkel go on Full House. Like that happened all the time.
Oh yeah.
Synergy. I
remember, wasn't there like a Disney Channel did it too? It was like Zach and Cody went on Miley.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. Yeah.
Probably.
Like the Disney also did it too.
I think that was just a thing to do. Like it was like another thing. Like if you watch this show and you watch this show, you'll be so happy. But if you watch one and then the other, maybe that will then bring someone who watches just this show over to the other show and vice versa.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not like we're thinking of it in today's standards where it's like, ooh, I'll watch that show now. I feel like a lot of times it's just like you watched TV when you could and whatever show was on. Like Jimmy Neutron, all these other shows that we're going to talk about. I mean, not Invincible because that's now, but for the most part, you just caught the episode. So each episode is like independent of every other episode.
Yeah, that was the model.
Yeah, when you were gonna watch it, it's not like you can. If you watch them from start to finish, subsequently in like chronological order, it doesn't change whether you do it like in different.
Most shows back then really didn't do any like through line of story because like kids were watching it whenever. But there are some shows I feel like that did have a through line of some sort of story. I can't think not a lot. Not these.
One of mine
as much.
does for sure, but we'll talk about mine later on.
Well,
I'm looking at the voice cast. Like Patrick Stewart was a character on Jimmy Neutron.
He's probably like a one-off, like
he was
like a scientist guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So he was like probably like another scientist that Jimmy looked up to.
Well,
he did a spin-off.
He was King Goobot, which is the alien dude from the movie.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So
they did a spin-off in 2010, 3 years of a spin-off called Planet Sheen, where
that show was ass. I watched a little bit of it. He had like some friend who was like a monkey astronaut or whatever, and he was just like on a different planet. It was lame.
Well, by then I was definitely kissing girls, so I didn't even know what happened.
You already graduated high school, so I'd hope so.
Well, 2010 to 2013, I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
So
2010, you were 19.
Yeah,
but I'm saying between 2010 and 2013, I was 20 plus years old. So I wasn't
you were
watching
definitely
Nickelodeon.
Kissing girls.
All the girls. All right, so can I go to what was my pick now? Oh yeah, Hey Arnold. So I remember, and also Jimmy Neutron being like one of the earlier like all CG kind of 3D animation shows, away from the classic flat 2D that we grew up on.
Right.
And going into Hey Arnold now. Hey Arnold, I feel like was like had also similar, had like a lot of like all the characters are kind of their own thing. Yeah. Like there was.
I'm gonna look it up, but I feel like Hey Arnold was there wasn't a lot of Hey Arnold episodes.
All right, let me know. Well, I talk about Hey Arnold. Really good. Like just a very cool. It had like very much of a vibe, that show. Like it was very vibey. You wanted like I remember just kind of seeing myself in different characters. I was like, I want to be like Arnold and have that sick room he had.
His room was dope.
Have a sick room.
You can't.
That room was
I think out of
awesome.
all TV kids shows, like that was the room. The couch that came out of the wall, the skylight,
Skylight on the rooftops
especially
in New York City.
Living in the city as I do now, that apartment, that house, if they own that whole thing, his grandpa and grandma and stuff, whatever, could sell that thing for multi-millions easily today. Because
the show came out in 1996. So
well, back then not as much maybe, but now if they held on to it, if grandpa died. And then Arnold got the house, and then Arnold now is a hipster, older Brooklyn hipster. He'd be doing great and doing fine. But you had Arnold. You wanted to have a best friend like him and Gerald. They had that cool handshake. You had Helga, who was like this bully, but also secretly loved Arnold. It had the little locket of him, and the shrine
in her
and
closet.
the bubblegum
That's
shrine.
so weird. It's so weird.
But then,
Like, that's like
no matter
stalker
how many
status.
times it happened, where she would be like, "Oh, Arnold, my love, how I wish to embrace you," and then the guy with the deviated septum behind her. And no matter how many times it happened, and it was like every single episode, I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna be there, and it never got old. I loved it.
You should always deck him, which he probably got off to be honest with you.
Yeah,
He's
so he
such a
kept coming
weird
back.
dude.
He was like,
Yeah.
and then he loved Helga, but he was like a masochist, and he like loved getting hit
Punch
by
in the face.
Yeah. And it just, I remember a lot of good episodes about bullying, about
Stoop kids afraid to leave.
Stoop Kid. We talk about Stoop Kid all the time. We have our Stoop here, and we're like to see somebody like sitting on their stoop, like, oh, Stoop Kid.
So you learned nothing about the bullying episode then?
No, the whole episode. The moral of that episode is not to bully people, and then we'll go and say, "Let's bully that guy."
not to his face.
Oh, then that's okay then.
I just
I
just remember having a lot, and then you got Stinky, who was like some reason lived in the city, but he was Southern. He was dumb and Southern. He was like, oh shoot, Yahoo soda.
Move, Will.
I know, but it's just funny. It's just like
I'm sure they actually say that.
I'm sure he
he
did.
We moved.
Yahoo soda, just drink it. Yeah, he had a big triangle for a nose. Okay, I was waiting for someone to make a Kevin knows joke, but I didn't want to do it.
I wasn't gonna do it myself.
I was like, Brian,
Hey, it's Stinky from Hey Arnold.
I didn't want to say. I don't want to set it up and then also say it because it seems lame. But then no one. The gap of silence just like. Okay.
I wasn't even thinking
I figured
that.
that's where like there was gonna be some sort of comment made, but I wasn't gonna do it.
Oh, Kev, you gotta be more confident in yourself. The fact that you thought of it before anybody else. Come on.
Well, I knew where he was going.
No, I thought of it before him. I knew where I was going with it.
He let it there. I know.
All right. So that's Hey Arnold. Great times. Hey Arnold versus Jimmy Neutron. This is a tough thing. They're both pretty solid. They have a lot of good, fun parts of the show. Great characters. Different times though. Different times. Early 2000s.
I'm gonna vote for Jimmy Neutron just because I was like conscious in 2002, whereas in 1997 I just came out of the womb, so I wasn't really frequenting Hey Arnold that much.
Are you sticking with Hey Arnold there, Will?
Yeah, because like we were saying, like I remember so many things from Hey Arnold. I barely remember things from Jimmy Neutron. So I think just I liked Hey Arnold more. I think
I'm the bridge between the two of you, and I remember more Jimmy Neutron being a part of everything. And to me, cartoons are like more uplifting and funny. I feel like Hey Arnold had some funny moments, but for the most part, they had some like deep stuff that they talked about.
Yeah, it was pretty deep.
And I really don't remember and some of the stuff too. Like thinking back at it now, like Helga's parents, it seemed like an abusive relationship. Like it just it's pretty dark.
Which is why she became a bully.
In Hey Arnold.
It's okay to get real with kids though. Sometimes they gotta get some real.
But I remember Jimmy Neutron more.
Well, probably because Brian was you guys were watching it together probably more than, and then I was kind of like solo.
We watched Hey Arnold together, and then so I kind of like watched that with you, and then Jimmy Neutron with Brian. So it's kind of like I did both.
But I also still watched. I watched Jimmy Neutron. I just didn't.
Was closer to my time now, but I just also think quotability is something that is key with these older shows too. The fact that we still quote Jimmy Neutron, I think, does it's really just the one line, but like we still do it. We don't quote Hey Arnold at all.
True.
So
what's the one line? The salami leg.
Yeah, salami leg. We say it all the time.
Which doesn't make we make it fit. But
if someone had a football shaped head, I probably would quote it. But no one really has that head shape. That's a bit insane.
Just a triangle nose.
Yep. Yahoo. Kev, can you say Yahoo soda? Just drink it real quick.
Yahoo soda. Just drink it.
You got the part.
And then in the show they give him the part, and then they're like, what an idiot. The kid, they made fun of him behind his back.
So
and then the executives were like, what an idiot. This kid, we can do anything we want with him. He's such an idiot. And it's like, oh.
You see?
It did. Now thinking about it, it did get real a bit more here and there, but that's why I thought maybe I felt more adult because they weren't like being like kitty. They were like bringing some real stuff into it.
Real stuff.
I feel like I wasn't being like talked down to. I'm on level with you as an adult.
Probably went.
Oh yeah, until now. If I watch stuff now, I'm like
thinking back about it.
Yeah.
I have a since now Jimmy Neutron moves on there, but I have a question about this is unprecedented in like Brothers Thrice here. I just got an email.
What?
I'll ignore that for now.
What the hell are you talking about?
I was reading. I'm looking at the bracket, and then an email came across from a student, and I'm like looking.
You're
at
saying
it,
it's
trying to read
unprecedented. What?
He's about
what
to
I want
say
to
it.
do here. I would like to, if you will allow me, I think I want to change my 6th overall selection here.
Okay.
What?
This is unprecedented.
I would allow it, considering I knowing what it is. I think something else maybe have a little bit more play with it. Well, what though? To what?
I would like to put Pokemon.
Okay.
In that selection.
I'll allow it.
Instead.
All right. So what Kevin originally had was number 6 was Family Guy, but he wants to change to OG Pokemon cartoon, and I will allow that because I think it's a better pick. In general,
I just
versus
thought
what it
in
is.
like the Saturday morning cartoons, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh were like all there, but Pokemon's definitely like,
I will allow it. I will allow it.
And I think it's a better matchup going against your third.
Sure.
Don't
yeah,
let
so,
it happen again, Kev.
No, I like it. I like it. Well, we've had a long time in between the draft and then now recording it, so like minds have changed.
Even like right after the draft, I was like, why did I pick Family Guy?
He had some regrets.
I did.
Some
I had
regrets.
some regrets.
So then moving on to the next one now. It's my pick number 3 is the Batman animated series, the OG Batman. So many episodes. We'll get into it in a second. And then versus now Kevin's changed up number 6 pick from Family Guy to now Pokemon, the original series. I'm guessing that was dubbed for us watching because it was technically a Japanese anime, and then was dubbed to English for us English speakers.
I wanna be the fan.
Oh, the theme song that no one ever was.
Well, I was just about to play it. Darn it, you guys.
Well, no, because the singing gets better. The Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
Oh, there's an ad.
Pokemon, Kev, we don't need it. Gotta catch it, it's you and me.
I know it's my
Destiny, Pokemon.
Mute his mic. Mute him. Mute him.
We just did this already.
Oh, is there an echo in here? Because that sounds very familiar to what we just did. Are we gonna get demonetized because we
Maybe actually.
shit?
Not that we have much monetizing any happening anyway. But wait, I'm trying to think now. What was like the theme song of the Batman animated series?
I wanna be the very best.
Batman.
I wanna lurk in the shadows,
Yeah.
chasing bad guys.
Well, this is the Batman animated series where Luke Skywalker is the Joker, which is kind of crazy.
No, Mark Hamill is like the best, who is like the best Joker. But sadly,
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Kevin Conroy, who's the voice
yeah,
of Batman,
he passed away.
He passed away like probably
He's
like
the best
Batman
Batman
a year or
voice
two or so.
for sure.
Yeah.
And he did the Batman. He did Batman's voice, and then also like the newer video games too. Like when they needed like
Mark Hamill did the Joker.
yeah,
Yep.
when they needed the legit like the OG legit Batman.
Are we
Joker.
talking about Batman now, or are we talking about Pokemon?
I was going back to Batman.
Okay,
If that's
so
okay.
we'll get,
Well, I was saying
we
I
can
was
talk
asking
Batman.
what the theme song was to the Batman because we had Pokemon. That's obviously
Right.
iconic.
No, I know, but I was gonna get into. Do you remember? Brian would, I feel like, remember this most though. Do you remember the computer Batman game that we had?
Oh hell yeah!
I remember.
Oh
that was based
hell
off
yeah!
of the animated series. I'm pretty sure.
That game was the shit. I loved that game.
A lot of like
played
there
that
was, there was
so
coloring.
much.
I remember there was coloring.
Yep.
And there was
Yep.
like
There's
matchmaking.
like pipes that you had to like escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Oh my god, I can. You just opened up like the
A
mind.
door.
Yeah, like the sound of you walking through the pipes, so like,
Yep.
and then the ladder. Wow.
And then like you would click on stuff, and then like you hear the Joker laugh in the background.
Yep.
What a game!
What was the game that was with Two-Face and he was flipping the coins and it was like fling and then fling.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
was it the matching game?
I think it was a matching game with the cards.
Yeah, I remember the flipping the card.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a game!
I mean, this is off topic, but computer game. The best computer game we had. Do you guys remember the free game we got with Captain Crunch, where we get the little
fur guys.
Oh
and then you would feed them Captain
my God.
Crunch.
I
and then
played
you'd do
that
the little
so
skateboard game,
much.
and then they'd grow up. And you got
Yeah,
the
I would
colors,
become.
like,
They'd
the
become like
different colors.
teenage, and then full grown. They'd do like
Yeah.
skateboarding mini games, all this stuff to get enough crunch
Yeah,
berries,
and
and
then
I
you
played.
had to
I
feed
played
them.
that way too much.
It was free in cereal. It was so good.
They don't do that stuff anymore. They don't do that stuff no
No.
more.
It was so good.
Oh my god!
I think because that's when like
best.
computer games and CDs were like the biggest thing, like the newest
but
biggest
I remember
thing.
that game. It was so like, and it made no like there was no point. You just like would make a guy, you like pick what color he was, and then you'd feed him the Crunch Berries or the Captain Crunch. And you'd do the little skateboard game. There's
Oh my god! It was the best.
Yeah. Oh my god. I need like I'm just looked this up, like the Batman game, the Batman. It's the Batman and Robin Activity Center, and like
Yes.
scrolling through this, I need this game. Like I need it again now. Like
Do you think?
Did
But do
you
you
get
think
a
it would hit
digital
the same?
I think so. I mean, the potions with Robin.
Oh
the-
yeah,
and then like
potions.
the jewelry thing, the jewelry matching with Two-Face.
What's it called?
And-
Batman.
Cards.
Batman
It's the-
Active.
The Batman Activity Center, the Adventures of Batman and Robin Activity Center.
What a terrible name though. Activity Center. It sounds like it's like a it's like a lame.
Yeah. Because there was other games that were very similar.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, there was the potion game. There was like the like the word game.
Yep.
And the coloring book. It was like pretty much like a color by like a click by number, color by number.
Yeah, it was color by number.
This is not
Yeah.
this is not podcastable, guys. We're like literally just
No.
like, we're googling images right now. We're like, oh my god, remember that?
Okay,
the
well,
tu-
for the listeners,
the
if you want
tunneling.
to
That's on me. That's my fault.
if you want to play a real
I
kick-ass
brought this
game, go get yourself a copy of the Batman and Robin
They
Activity
also have an Aladdin Activity Center.
Center. Oh.
Same.
I just remember the Aladdin game that we used to play on Sega.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us about Batman the Animated Series while me and Brian look at these things?
All right, so the Batman animated series has still to this day have some of the best Batman stories ever. It was how it was really dark. Like a lot of the show is very dark, like visually dark. It's because they animated this show on black paper, and then they added color and different shapes onto black paper to get the look.
That's cool.
So like the whole, if you think of the intro, how everything's like you see like everything's black, and you see like just a little glow behind them, and then you see just like white eyes open up, and then it was just like it's just very cool. The voice acting is like some of the best. This is where you also get like all of like the rogues gallery of villains he has. Like there was episodes where you have Poison Ivy. There's episodes you have the Joker. You have episodes you have the Penguin. Like in
Clayface.
Clayface was in it. Harley Quinn, Two-Face, Croc guy. I can't remember his name. The guy who's gray.
Killer,
like a
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
Croc guy.
Croc guy. Croc man.
Oh no, it's Croc Guy.
And then you got Mr. Freeze, the classic Mr. Freeze with the dome helmet. And then they did the thing later on with Arnold Schwarzenegger that was not,
dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
which is not true.
That one.
Yeah, that's also not
He
true.
should have said the asteroid, and then
make it all cold.
Yeah, but that wouldn't fit his aesthetic.
it's true.
Well, Mr. Freeze or Dr. Freeze, whatever his name is,
It's
needs to
Mr.
read a book because that ain't it.
Yeah, obviously he's not a doctor. He's just Mr. Freeze. He doesn't know how dinosaurs got killed.
Yeah, he doesn't
but
have a
anyway,
PhD.
the vibe and the way, and then also they made him very like he was like a true kind of detective. Like you'd see him in the Batcave figuring out
The
things and
world's
then getting back.
greatest detective.
Yeah. And I think just like the amount of stuff and like really really good stuff they put into the cartoon pretty much like paved the way for a lot of Batman stuff that came after that. Like all that, a lot of the movies, a lot of the things happened because that game was so. Technically, I think I'm trying to remember when this TV show started, the animated series.
1992.
So technically, that's after this came out after Tim Burton's Batman came out. That was '89 with Joker and stuff. But I think this show fleshed out Gotham and the world a lot more than a lot of other like
It
movies.
also set to the vibe of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Tim Burton's was very weird and different, and also compared it to like the 50s, 60s Batman show that was very quirky and fun. This one gave it its like noir type feel.
Yeah,
that I feel
and-
like everyone
and-
associates with Batman now.
And I think it also like it went deeper into like more comic stuff. Like it was like because there was so much time to do all this different stuff in like a lot of different episodes. And I think they may have had some through lines. Like this wasn't like most episodes were just watching. You didn't know anything else. But I think they did do some things going on where it's like, oh, now you put Joker in jail, and now they're gonna do some like Arkham stuff. Like things like that did happen. Where if you like watched one randomly, you wouldn't know what happened, but you kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the best. I would honestly rewatch this now. Like I would rewatch a bunch of these episodes now. I have watched a bunch of the old animated X-Men TV show. It's on Disney Plus. That's not on the list, but that's also a fresh chef kiss, really good, and also a great theme song. But I can't think of the Batman one. I think it's just I don't think there was a.
There might not have been.
I think it was just like a score. I think it was just a didn't like sing any song or anything. It just was like Batman music.
That would make it as dark as cool.
It was like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Batman.
On to Pokemon.
Batman.
Because it's the best. Like when I think of Saturday morning cartoons, Pokemon is the first thing that pops in my mind. Like and it was all, when it came on Netflix, and I rewatched it, at least, parts of it. I didn't get through the whole, all of that first season, but you have the voiceover guy that like explains what's going on. He's got like a very like typical voice, so, like the voiceover guy. But then there's like the idea of Pokemon and like how we had the handheld games, and then connecting it to also the show was really cool. Like
What's
oh,
that
I have
Pokemon?
this Pokemon, and then like
That's Pikachu.
Clefairy.
And it also, there's some heartwarming things too. The Charmander episode, super sad.
I remember the one thing I always sticks in my head about the show is Brock was so horny. Every time he saw the cop lady or the nurse in the Pokemon Center,
Joy.
Every single woman he saw, he was like his little scrunchy eyes got like turned into like big old bubbly things that had hearts coming out of it. And he's like, "Oh, woman." That's not, I guess, but he never was into Misty. But he was into every single other woman we ever saw.
Yeah.
And it was like, no matter, it was like the last episode he saw one woman, the next episode he saw another woman. He just was always oogly googly immediately. I'm like,
And
dude,
they
chill
never
out.
returned the favor. Poor Brock.
Probably because he creeped everybody out. Because he was like,
probably. And then you got, Pikachu always, and then Team Rocket blasting off again.
The Meowth, the only Meowth in the whole world that could talk.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like Scooby-Doo.
The Squirtle Squad.
Oh, with the
sunglasses.
sunglasses, they were great.
Yeah, so I mean, what's attached to Pokemon with the games and everything.
Yeah.
And, then,
And not to mention the cards that we have no idea where they are.
Pokemon
Mom.
cards. Yeah.
Mom.
Lost. We have probably.
She's not. She already probably tuned off. We were talking about so much stuff that
we
she's
could
like,
say
I
anything
don't
we want
care.
right now. She is not listening. And the games also, like the different generations that came after it. I mean, the success of the Pokemon animated show, I feel like helped a lot, spur on a lot of the other things too.
Which is like, well, it was
including
everything.
The
It
game
was
and the cards.
it was
all that stuff culminating together.
Oh, it's so many avenues they went through. They went through cards, TV shows, movies, and then
There was
later
movies.
on
Come on, the first Pokemon movie
with Mewtwo.
so sad.
Oh my god, I was crying. I remember like,
When Ash turns to stone and then Pikachu's all like sad. Oh,
Pika Pika.
that's so sad. And I feel like also too like the Pikachu meme, I feel like is used so much of like even like now today. And then you have
What's the Pikachu meme? Like
when he's like,
oh yeah. the face he makes when he's like
yeah.
the little. Well, yeah. Okay, I couldn't remember which one it is. I'm like, is there a different meme I'm not thinking about?
And I mean, last time we were home, me and Brian set up the N64 and we played Pokemon Stadium. So
yeah, that's still a class.
like,
that, and then there's
still a
still Pokemon Snap was great.
yeah, Pokemon Snap.
pictures.
Like, they're all good. I mean, it's just so much all culminating
people are
together.
still-
But that shows such a great original.
People are still playing Pokemon Go. It fell off for me a while ago, but some people are still playing it avidly.
Yeah, I was balls to the walls Pokemon Go in 2016. Get out of here.
Yeah, well, everybody was.
Oh, yeah.
Some people though, like my coworker still plays it. Another friend of ours still plays it. It's like it's still going strong for some people. I just kind of fell off because I feel like it became like a lot like a work for me.
Yeah, like
I
I didn't like.
where
how
you going? I gotta hatch these eggs. I gotta walk.
I don't like how you like catch multiple things. Like there was no way to train. Like I don't know. I didn't like the.
It had the same as the games.
Yeah.
But I kind of fell off of that. I remember I played the last one, not the last one on Switch, like the first one for Switch was, and I played that
Sword
one.
and Shield, I think.
Sure, yeah, and I remember playing it. And I was like, it's fine, but it wasn't the same because it's too
Like,
open
if
worldy, and I don't want to see the
gave me
Pokemon
Pokemon Red
redone
on the Switch, but not even redone. Just give me the same thing on Pokemon, just on the Switch, so I can actually physically play. I don't have a Game Boy anymore.
They have those emulators now.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like I have to download some like weird thing with a virus in it to get it. So I want to I would like to just like a actual thing. Give me the just the 8-bit game. Just transfer it over. You don't even have to put color on it. Just give me that. Like with the really bad sprites facing away from you. Like I want and the noises that like they make that are just horrible sounding. But I would still play that for sure.
Yeah, because like in the newer game where you can see the Pokemon like out in the wild, I always liked it when you're in grass and then like one wild one gets you. You don't know what's gonna come out. That's what made it more exciting. Instead of just like walking up to like a Pidgey and just like running into it, and then we start battling. I'm like, I knew it was a Pidgey. It's boring.
Right. No, I like just give me the old game back, and I'm on board.
All right, so Pokemon the show versus Batman the show. What are we feeling?
Keeping with my pick.
I'm also keeping my pick. I absolutely love. I would watch. I don't think I would watch Pokemon the animated series now because I feel like I would be. It wouldn't hit the same.
Pokemon.
But the Batman show, like they get deep. It's for kids obviously, but it's also for like a lot of adults to still enjoy it. And the characters are really great. And then the villains, the amount of lore they put in the show is really good. Still love it. Batman all day.
Get the last word in here, Brian. What's your pick?
I'm going with Batman 2. Honestly, just because of the computer game. Like that game was so good. But the show was really good too. But that game, oh man.
I feel like
hours.
you were too young to enjoy Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just wasn't in it like we were in it.
No, but I think he was too young. Like we got it, and then he was too young to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I remember the Pokemon that I remember most is I got Silver, you got Gold. And that was the one that
I remember. Either I got blue or you got blue or red. One of us got, and then we also still got yellow too. I remember too.
We got yellow, but I remember silver and gold.
That was one. Yeah, that was later. That was still.
That's one with like the red Gyarados, and then like I would always pick Cyndaquil, and you would always pick Totodile.
Sure, I don't remember that part, but yeah. But I remember I do. Well, the biggest thing with Pokemon before we move on, I remember is going with Dad to different comic book shops and different things when like Pokemon cards were like at its peak. Like first, it became big more recently because people were doing the opening things on TikTok and crap. But when it was like first coming out, first huge, you could not get a pack even if you tried. There was no like online Amazon things. You had to go to different stores. We went and then we finally found one. Finally found some at a comic book shop, and we opened them. And it was like I remember just like going from place to place and being so excited and being like, and then.
Do you remember when we got our first Yu-Gi-Oh packs, and we only got like one pack each, and then like we would like duel each other, and you just happened to have one card that was better than all the other
It was
cards.
a purple.
It was like had like a skull on it.
Yeah, skull face, and then a big sword. Yeah, something like that. I remember that.
And I remember like you would win every time because
we only had a certain amount of cards. Yeah,
we only had like 10 cards each, and we're like, so every time you're gonna get that card, it's just like, can I play with that card? You're like, no.
I remember. Well, for Pokemon, I remember the biggest thing. Dad brought us home two packs from the city when coming home from work one day, and since you were the younger one, he said, okay, let Kev unopened obviously, let Kev pick the packs. So Dad's like, okay, which one do you want, Kev? And you picked one, and I got the other one, and I opened it up, and I had a holographic Blastoise in it. And you were so sad and upset that you didn't pick the one I picked. And I remember being so pumped that I got a holographic Blastoise. And you were
suck it, Kev.
And I'm like, it's not my fault. You picked the pack, bitch. And I didn't. But that's stuck in my. It's in there. Like,
and where is that Blastoise now?
Garbage.
Because we could probably sell it for a lot of money.
Damn it, Mom! You're not listening anymore. But why'd you throw out the pack? Even though they were probably not kept in great condition, they were like in a plastic bag,
plastic Ziploc bag
with water damage for sure.
Bugs in it, moths eating the cards. But the memories are there. That's all that matters. Until I don't, So Batman moves on. Going down to the next one, which I'm not a part of. I think all my picks have been gone through now. So now, last up is before we go back to the top is number 7, which is Kev's pick, Avatar: The Last Airbender, versus number 2, Brian, Fairly Odd Parents.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very different shows.
Very different shows.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I want to revisit what I said earlier when I said most of these shows are non-linear and they're you just pick up whatever. The Avatar: Last Airbender, not the case.
That was a full serialized show. That wasn't.
Yeah,
that
show was written so well, and it's another show where Mark Hamill voices somebody in it, and he's also the main villain.
Really?
Yeah, he's the Fire Master Ozai or something. I forget. Fire Lord or whatever. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. That show is just written so well, and the world is built so beautifully in the sense of you have these like benders that can like the 4 elements, and they all have different cultures, and like the water is more like like down like in ice, and then you have like earth it's just like the vibe in each of the places that they go are so different, and even down to the choreography of the people doing the bending, like water was more like kind of like Tai Chi, like waves.
Fluid.
Yeah, and then you have like rock was very aggressive, fire was very like abrupt, and then like air was very just like flowy. Like it was just the way they choreographed it all.
Isn't it all based on like I think it's all based on like legit like
yeah, it's all based on
martial
different
arts,
types
right?
of like martial arts
Yeah.
and Tai Chi, which is really cool, and the amount of research that they put in to make it feel like it is a lived-in world was so good for a children's show. And it was just so written so well. The characters were great. The lore behind it, the idea of like when an avatar dies, a new one is born, and it kind of like keep that going.
That's that's based off
for
of
those who
Buddhism,
don't-
I think, right?
Buddhism, Hinduism, reincarnation, and stuff like that. But for those who don't know, different sections would be able to not everybody. Some people would be able to bend the element of their area. So it was earth, water, fire, and air. The avatar was the one person who could do all 4. And so like they were supposed to keep the balance between these 4. And the avatar died, and then another one was reborn. He found out he was going to be the avatar, and then hid himself away, and then kind of like got frozen and left. And because there was no avatar, the Fire Nation took over most, if not all, of the world. So like the whole show is kind of based upon that. There's like character arcs and redemptions, and it's just such a cool, well-written show. And when it came back on Netflix, was it Netflix or Hulu? I forget.
I think it was
I
Netflix.
rewatched it again, and I was like, it was good back then, still good now. There's some like weird kid jokes and stuff like that aren't like I wouldn't find as funny now, but like the writing and the world that they built is still so good. They're making a live action
new
version.
one now. Yeah, coming up
they
soon.
just posted like the.
Didn't they already do that and it was like dog shit?
No,
that was
a
the movie that M. Night
by, like,
Shyamalan
M. Night
did.
Shyamalan
It was horrendous.
It was horrible.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one was not the same writers and producers started it. I don't know if they're still a part of the project, but they at least got it.
But
going.
at least they hired people of the correct races for this time around.
Yeah, but like I hope they do it a good job with it. But
Well, apparently, is it for Netflix? Because
I think so.
they just did the One Piece anime live action.
I heard that was
and
good.
apparently people. I've never seen the anime, obviously.
I've never watched One
or
Piece
read the manga or anything, but they say that it's good for the people who know it. It's good. So maybe they'll do the same thing with
that
Avatar.
gives me but Avatar was just such a well done show that the idea of like bending an element is just like so cool, and they
So
really
cool.
took that and ran with it. And you got Appa.
the big buffalo guy.
The flying bison.
Bison. See, I watched I feel like I watched the beginning of that show like 20 something times. I feel like I know like the first like arc of things really well, and I haven't never watched past it.
That's so good. Have you ever met like the main antagonist in the beginning?
The guy, the
it's like
kid from
the young
like
Fire Nation
Prince,
guy.
the Prince or whatever. Yeah.
Like you meet like his father is Mark Hamill, and his sister is like
Badass
crazy,
chick. Yeah.
and she's like super powerful. She's such a good firebender that she can also bend lightning. Like it's so cool, and
Whoa.
and the way they animate things, like they're like fighting in one section in like a cave that has like crystals in it. So the Avatar Aang finally like found out how to like earthbend, and she's like shooting lightning at him, and he like earthbends a like armor of the crystals in the cave around him. So he's got like a crystal armor while she's shooting lightning bolts at him. It was just so cool, like the way they like animated and brought it all together. Such a good show. I recommend a rewatch.
I want to get back to it eventually. 'Cause it's supposed to be really good. Okay, Fairly Odd Parents, Brian. It's a very different show.
It's a completely different show. This is a very, very silly, whimsical show.
Whimsical.
Whimsical. It's not a linear story or anything like that. I mean, there are parts, that like you might need to know, but not really. It's all for laughs and silliness. I mean, this kid has this ungodly ability to make wishes for whatever, and then
Yeah, it's
he
not like a
does
genie
that.
thing where there's 3 of them. It's like, can you just make wishes forever? until it's all because until he becomes like an adult, right? He doesn't need them anymore.
Yes. It's for like children who need, children who are in need get fairies.
But then his parents seemed like they were good people. Like he wasn't like
he was neglected.
He just
Yeah, they were just dumb.
Oh yeah, but
His dad was so stupid.
Dinkleberg. But he had a mean babysitter.
This is where I
that
put
was
my
it.
trophy if I had one.
Yeah, like his parents were, neglectful, and
the
his
evil
babysitter was a bitch. And
Well,
so his
what's
life
the
was.
Brian? Can you sing the theme song for us?
He was an average kid.
Mom and Dad Vicky always giving him demands. Bad twerp. It's doom and gloom up in his room. But then and the wish is gonna be every wish. He's in reality. They call it our parents. Fairly our parents. And then you got the whole like the green
like
juice,
the rap
guava juice, chocolate shake. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Will.
Yeah,
that was
very
beautiful.
good,
I asked
Will.
Brian.
If you asked me, hey, start it, I had trouble. But then when you started it, it all just kind of like
I'll just like.
I blacked out for a minute.
again.
What happened? It's like,
Yeah, super jazzy theme song, and just a silly idea. And like Cosmo and Wanda, and then like when they would go out in public, they would be like pink
Like
and
green
green,
and-
different
yeah.
objects and
Random
stuff.
objects.
I've seen the
Very, very funny.
images that people do where it's like a green and a pink thing next to each other. Like Cosmo and Wanda think they're being slick. It's like that's
Yeah.
that's really fun.
Anytime I see a pink and a green thing next to each other, I'm like, oh, oh, like is
Hello?
it them?
And then
Yeah.
you have the guy who's the purple fairy who's Wandissimo.
Yeah,
who, loved Wanda.
I am very sexy.
Yeah, little pecs, little like cartoon pecs.
Yeah, and then Jorgen von Strangle was just Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
but a giant fairy.
No, and you had
Mr. Crocker.
the teacher who was
Very unmarried.
And
forever.
he had, like his ears were on his neck.
Yeah, his ear was down here.
And his mom looked exactly like him, just with
Fairies!
the yeah. Coming, mother. Classic.
Good stuff.
And Kev brought it up before, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour when they had the crossover. That was
Power
great.
hour.
Yeah, and also the movie of like when he had like the magic remote, that was cool. That movie, you guys know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I do. I think I did probably see it when it came out, but that was probably the only time I've seen it.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
pretty
that
good.
was good. That was really good.
Oh, what's the guy who's got the really long hat?
Oh, the mayor.
Oh, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. And every episode, it just would get higher and higher, and it would just
Moses
be out of the
hat's not
shot
even in the
completely.
frame.
I remember I think I saw of this Halloween or that previous one. Someone did dress up as him and had like a really big hat, and I was like, "Well, that's all."
great.
He went all out.
But I remember the only episode that's like popped in my for some reason when he does like a lemonade stand and then like the lemonade.
Oh,
would,
yeah, and they have, like, a
grant people
sweatshop.
wishes. Yeah. And then like one kid's like, I wish my father would come, like, or was here, or I knew my father. And then it was Doug Dimmadome shows up, and it's his dad for
yeah.
some reason.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. That's me.
No.
Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot what made the lemonade magic. Was it like because
Oh, they stir. Did they stir it? Did they
Cosmo's
stir it
sweaty
with the
socks.
wands?
I thought.
Oh, the socks. That's
it was
right.
his sweaty socks. For
Gross.
some reason, made it magic.
I thought they
It was
stirred it with
always
the
like-
wand.
It was every issue that happened was because Cosmo allowed just listen to Timmy do whatever he wanted, and then Wanda
Yeah.
was like, "No, don't do that." And
No,
was like,
Cosmo, you
"All
can't
right."
do that. The only thing I do, the only like quote I do remember was like some sort of courtroom thing, and then Cosmo's like, "All right, well, first I want to make a motion." And that's the only thing I remember is he made a motion, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that was classic. The earlier episodes were way better than the later seasons. I mean, it started in 2001 and then ran like all the way to 2017. So it was on
Wow.
for a really long
That's
time.
a really long time.
But the early episodes were fire. The later episodes, like with like
That's usually how it goes.
Cosmo Wanda had like a baby, and like a bunch of pixies were involved and stuff. It was weird.
Fairies, pixies.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
that's how
did
it
have
always.
they were getting older at that point.
Yeah, they did have
Well-
the guy from Ferris Bueller, the boring guy, the teacher. He was the voice of the Pixies because they were like anti-fairies. They were like,
Oh, Bueller. Yeah. Dry
They were like the complete
eyes.
opposite. Yeah, they were just completely like drab
Gray.
and like gray. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Gotcha.
So that was
all right.
a
Well,
cool
this is very
cameo.
different.
My pick stays the same.
I assumed Kev was going to say the same. Bri?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it just because it's all fun.
Yeah, but these are two absolutely different shows. Interesting thing about Avatar, though, it's like it's not considered an anime because it was made in America. Anime can only be Japanese animation. But it was obviously It was actually trying to follow the anime style.
By that.
I just thought of that just now. I'm gonna have to go with Avatar because I've seen it a couple times and I know like, culturally how good it is, and I want to watch it again. But Odd Parents, I always had fun with it, but it's not. I couldn't only remember like one quotable thing from it, which is there's probably plenty more. I just don't remember it as much. But so Avatar, I'm gonna pick to move on.
Sounds good to me. It's definitely probably the better show, but I just think it's more whimsical.
Whimsical. It's totally different.
Well, now we go up to the real winner, so
The GOAT.
it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
so
now
the
it's
top number 1 seed that's going to win regardless of anything else that we talked about thus far.
You never know. You never know.
Oh, come on. The number 1 cartoon show that there is SpongeBob SquarePants.
Why don't we just end the episode now then? Why?
I mean, you
No,
tell me
no,
what
no.
on the list is beating that.
No, it's true. That's why it's number 1 seed. SpongeBob.
We do have to tamper our abilities to quote SpongeBob to only a minimal amount because we can't just quote SpongeBob for the next 30 minutes. So keep it.
But it's so easy, which is a plus.
We've done it. We've done it without even trying on this show. I remember I think there's a part where someone said assertive, and I think me and Brian at the same time said, and it went boop boop, not insertive. They're like
SpongeBob quotes. There are SpongeBob quotes for literally every scenario that you could.
I remember
potentially...
growing up was either we did a SpongeBob quote or a Seinfeld quote. That was pretty much all we needed
all you need.
cover every base, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We could have a full-on conversation with just those two things.
Yeah, and I know every time I make a SpongeBob reference, if it's just me and Crystal, and I'm thinking about a SpongeBob reference like this fits here, I won't even bother saying it 'cause she's never watched it, so it's just like...
Which is crazy. Em doesn't know a lot of SpongeBob either. I've said stuff like that in Seinfeld. She didn't really watch much of it growing up, so it was like... I'll still say it. I still say it out loud. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it fits too good,
and she's like, what? And I'm like, it's SpongeBob. Don't worry about it.
Brian and Kev would get it.
Yeah. and Mom even knows some of it.
Yeah, Mom
Yeah,
knows.
Mom
she
knows
loves
the early
SpongeBob.
stuff.
I mean, being that my name's Kevin, I hear the
Hi,
SpongeBob quotes all
Kevin.
We love you, Kevin.
Kevin's back. Hi, Kevin's back. Oh.
I'm your biggest fan. So were they. They're like weirdly down in a cavern around like a campfire.
Loser. Hey, I've heard this call before.
I bet you
you have.
Speaking of losers, shout out to my friends Ella and Colin. Their mom didn't let them watch SpongeBob because
I've heard people
they
say
used the
that,
word
yeah.
stupid, and I was like, "What? You're stupid! Shut up!" They couldn't watch it because they used the S word. I was like, "They said shit in SpongeBob." And they're like, "No, stupid." I was like, "That's stupid."
They did have the episode where they pretty much said the F word with the dolphin.
With the
Oh
dolphin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Patrick, how
Have a day.
well, because that was a ambiguous curse because he found it on the dumpster. I said,
Yeah,
Krabs
Mr.
is
Krabs is a.
Hey, kiss your mother with that mouth. Not recently.
Patrick, what is this word? It's like, that's a sentence.
It's a sentence
enhancer. Yeah. Just put it in and whammo. Well, how many times I see a W or I see an M, like just like a
Wumbo.
I'm like, oh, you have it sent to M for Mimi. You got to change it to W for Wumbo.
For Wumbo.
Me Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me Wumbo. The study of Wumbology.
It's first grade stuff, SpongeBob. Also, was it-
untouchable depths of quotability.
Last time we were home, or the time before that, was it me and you, Will, or me and Brian started singing the Greasy Spoon song?
I think it was you two because I remember being in the other room and hearing it. I think that was when I was not feeling good or something. I was laying and I heard Greasy Spoon. I would have joined in, but I was like half asleep.
It's like
Just a greasy spoon.
There's a video of shout out Jake of my best friend and roommate in college of us singing that in the complete darkness at 3 a.m. in our dorm room. And like
Again, you guys are so cool.
yeah, right. Because we were just laying in bed. It was at the time when we both had the twin beds in the same room, the double style, and it was
no
just,
no ladies in them, just singing SpongeBob to each other.
You know how we do it. You know how we do it. And yeah,
After
our neighbors probably
Jimmy
like,
Neutron.
what the hell? Because we were just singing that at like 3 a.m. and
They're
we
probably,
so
the
waking
execution was
like,
perfect.
What the hell? I'm sure
Because we did the harmonies and everything. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
because when me and you sing it, it's not as good because I can't do that. But
I can't do that.
the enthusiasm was there. All right, well,
Well,
so
also
SpongeBob versus Rugrats.
We've been talking a lot about theme songs. SpongeBob also has a great theme song.
That's true.
Well, even though all the music is all great.
All the music in it, like the video you sent of the kid playing the ukulele when his
Oh
mom's
my
yelling
god,
at
that's
him.
the funniest video I've ever seen. Because she's like yelling at him. I told Brian that he has to learn that and do it behind.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, I feel like quoting wise too, like 3 hours later.
Oh, what's Brian doing?
Also,
oh,
like,
is he doing something?
I don't. Can
Is
he,
he gonna-
he has a ukulele, I'm sure.
I said, does he play it? Can you play it? Oh shit! Oh boy! Mike's
I have
down.
my ukulele.
Can you play that?
What song is it again?
It's
No,
the.
I'll look it up
I
That's
can't.
real. That's not doing great.
I know.
Here, I'll play it for you. It's not. What do we say? SpongeBob. Music?
Brian's tuning the ukulele. He muted his mic. I know. I can't think of it now.
I don't think that's the one.
No, I think it's not. I don't think that's it.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
So like transition music, kind of.
No, I remember it was like the. This is terrible radio or whatever, but I don't care.
Where do we? Oh, ads.
YouTube Premium, dude, it's worth it.
Yeah, but I have no money. No, that's not it.
Man.
No, that's just like the transitional music. Darn it. All right, well, we'd have to figure this out. And then at the beginning of our next episode or something.
Hold on. I found the clip.
Okay. If you're playing through your computer, well, it's going to come through your headphones.
No, I know. I'm trying to. I'll just sing it to you when I find it.
Oh, that's going to work. All right, well...
Yeah, keep
Well,
going.
as we're figuring it out, I'm obviously keeping SpongeBob.
I was right. It was the.
Yeah, but what is that?
That's what. That's what.
Play it on your phone or something. That doesn't help.
I'm singing it exactly how it is.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
This is terrible podcasting. I'm sticking with SpongeBob. I'm assuming you guys are as well.
Oh my
Oh my God. All right, SpongeBob moves on.
I have perfect pitch.
Yes, sure you do.
All right. For not knowing it, Brian, you're very impressive. Yeah, SpongeBob obviously is moving on. Come on, let's
All
not
right.
get crazy. So now it's really just figure out who's gonna face SpongeBob at the end. Behind now, going below that, now it's gonna be Batman the Animated Series versus Avatar.
Avatar. I'm sticking with Avatar.
I'm sticking with Batman because I've seen it and
Brian,
I love it a lot.
You're gonna go Batman?
Have you played
There
that?
is no
Have you
Avatar
played that computer
computer
game? Yeah, there's no Avatar Activity Center, so get the hell out of here with that.
Has there been they might have Avatar Activity Center. All right, so then
recommend though, if you haven't finished it, watch it. It's
Yeah, I
great.
wanna
And
watch
they're not
it, Avatar
long
again.
Episodes either.
it's good. So then now it's Batman Animated Series versus
Well, SpongeBob against.
SpongeBob versus Jimmy
Jimmy
Neutron.
Neutron.
Obviously, SpongeBob,
SpongeBob.
for me because I didn't know Jimmy Neutron as much. So Jimmy Neutron is defeated by SpongeBob, obviously. So then now it's going into the final, which is Batman the
SpongeBob,
Animated Series versus SpongeBob. Which, hey, I'm happy Batman got to this point. I'm a really big fan of it. I'm glad it got this far. But is there a
Gonna be
competition?
crushed by SpongeBob.
Bri, you SpongeBob over Batman, obviously.
I mean, yeah, like
Obviously,
I remember
come
seeing
on.
the SpongeBob movie in the movie theater. It was with Nana when
Mm-hmm.
like when we were very, very young. Like that
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
I'm a
just-
Goofa,
goat.
yeah.
I have
goat.
that like the original, like that song, that the Twisted Sister song,
Yeah.
on my playlist on Spotify.
It's
and
so
when
hard
it
not to
comes on,
say Gooby Goober.
I just sing
Oh,
the
yeah.
SpongeBob version because I don't even know the other version. I just know the SpongeBob version.
Yeah, and then
All right,
they.
well, so it seems SpongeBob won. So could you give us a SpongeBob laugh for us as we come out on this? So the winner
So-
of Best Cartoon for Brothers Thrice, SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, Patrick, no!
It's actually it's much better than your Carl Ruiz.
Yes.
I'll tell you that.
Me and Tom Kenny are friends.
Yeah.
That's the
All
voice of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
just so everybody is aware, there is
I think
there is
it
an emulator online
for your
of
activity
the-
center.
of the Batman Activity Center. Just so if you
So-
guys don't talk to me for the next 6 weeks, that's what I'm doing.
All right. So
Honestly,
Brian, you're
you
supposed to
probably
come
get-
over tomorrow. You're not coming over now.
No, I'm busy. Sorry.
But I think you play. I think playing it now, you'd get bored real quick. Like how many times do you mix a potion or whatever the hell it was?
Well, I mean,
You're
I'd
an
solve the
adult now.
puzzles real quick, but like,
We hope. I couldn't figure out the puzzles.
It's still real hard.
so this
But-
tonight's
so-
gonna be crazy.
Oh boy! All right, so SpongeBob wins. I gotta go to the bathroom. But
Oh,
SpongeBob
nice,
wins.
thanks.
Best cartoon.
Come
It
on.
wasn't really a surprise to any of us. We love it so much.
Nope.
We've always loved it. So thanks for listening, and we'll be
Easy.
back for another episode coming up. See you later, everybody. Brothers Thrice. SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Nice.